6 billion people on Earth when the infection hit. I'm a survivor living in New York City. I will be at the South Street Seaport every day at midday.
Let's talk I'm Legend. Did you know the story prior to shooting it and getting the script and things like that?
No, my first taste of the story was reading an old draft of the script, and it was actually before I did Constantine. And then I liked it, but I wanted to know the original material, so I went and read the novel after that.
There's a lot. It's actually interesting because the movie is really about a man and his dog in this element, and everybody's been talking about this dog. And so, can you really talk about how did you find her, and what was it like shooting with her? Because I know a lot of people weren't allowed to actually interact with her.
Right. Yeah. What we did was we knew we wanted a German Shepherd, and the dog trainer Steve Behrens sent me a couple pictures, and I saw them, and I found that their faces were a little too dark for me, and I wanted a dog that felt a little warmer and a little brighter. And so he found one, but she was a rescue, so she was not a film dog. She was 2 years old. Her name is Abby, and but he was nervous because she had no training. She didn't even know her name. But we had a couple of months, so he started working with her really intensely, and then introduced her to Will, and Will started working with her as well. And then we created this rule that nobody on set was to talk to her or touch her or interact with her in any way other than Will and the trainer. And that way it really just kept the bond with the two most important people in the movie for Abby, which was, the actor she's supposed to have the bond with and the trainer who's giving her off-screen commands. And I have to say, the trainer did a great job, but so did Abby, and it was very, very easy working with her.
Working with Will, what was it like because he's this consummate professional, but also an amazing, he seems like a really nice guy, and so what was it like kind of bringing him onto this project? Because he was in from day one, and he was quite involved with, the script.
Oh yeah, no, he very much was. Look, this guy he's really smart, he really knows story, he really loves story. And so it's great just to sit in a room with him and, the writer-producer Akiva and Will's partner JL, and we'd be the four of us for hours at a time just working on what, excited us about this and working on the script and the story, and we would just do it day after day after day after day. And those same conversations just all sort of blend seamlessly into rehearsals and into shooting and, even into editing later.
Having him then throughout this process as a director, is it cake for you? Was it kind of like having him know automatically what the scene was all about? Was it easier for you to kind of deal with the elements of?
Sure. Well, what you have there is you have somebody who's really involved and really engaged, and so when you get there on the day and you start talking about the scene, you've already had months of talking about the scene. So, it's not like an actor shows up for rehearsals with new ideas and, throws everything off. I mean, if there are new ideas, it's part of this ongoing conversation, and so it's a very seamless transition, and it makes, the communication very easy.
I live in New York, and watching my hood be looking the way it does, what was it like shooting there and getting the kind of, because I'm assuming that the New York State kind of got involved and they got you places that maybe, I don't know, you got so much access. So
yeah, no, the city was really helpful. I think partially because we brought the whole production there, so they really, really, really helped us. But yeah, they gave us access to pretty much everything we asked for. We were limited in a lot of places to shooting on weekends, which got tough just scheduling because, the week is so busy with people going to work. But yeah, we shut down huge portions of New York for long periods of time. And
what was the one that you were the most amazed that I mean, just like, I can't believe, that moment where you stepped
There were lots of them, shooting, we shot for 6 days up on that viaduct, the ramp that goes up to Grand Central Station, and that was pretty cool to be up there, shut that down, have that view back down Park Avenue, all that kind of stuff. That was pretty great. 6th Avenue, 5th Avenue, Herald Square, that was the first day of shooting. We did Herald Square and 6th Avenue, and just hearing on the mics, 42nd Street locked, 41st Street locked, all these things, and just seeing 6th Avenue empty was pretty amazing.
Your background is shooting music videos. You started as a music video director. The lessons that you learned doing these kind of, I mean, you make amazing videos, so how did you bring what you learned from there onto the big screen? And does it help? I mean, does it?
Yeah, it helps. Having done music videos really helps. I think just from an experience standpoint that, I've played with, a lot of the tools and toys and shot in a lot of environments and done different types of things and lots of effects, and so that when I get into certain situations, I can have fixes for things just because I know how things work and how a day works, and and how things will look and feel. So technically, a lot of stuff becomes kind of second nature because of all that experience, and so I can really try to focus on, what we're trying to craft and his character and the emotion and, the value of the scene.
So from the original story to what we see in the film, was there a kind of decision to kind of cut back on the tail end? Because I've seen Omega Man and all these other films, and there was a bit of thing about how there's another plot line about how he actually is the enemy to these vampires and stuff like that. Was there a reason why you took that section out, or?
No, I mean, it's really just our decision to tell a much more character-based story rather than a plot-based story, right? And to land in more emotional places rather than in ideas. Just because I think we decided that it would help separate it out from other sort of genre films, and it would be a little different for that kind of a genre. And just we wanted to land in a more emotional place. And that's actually what I'm really proud of with the movie.